Go ahead and call this meeting to order.
It is really nice to have a full crowd here with us today. As folks may know, we have a tremendous amount on our schedule today. And in addition to a couple of presentations today, the Commissioner's Office also have a reasonably packed afternoon schedule. So we're going to try to keep things a little bit tight. And with that, I'm going to have Rick Szabrak come up and give us update information regarding what's going on at the Workforce Center, which has its graduation ceremony coming up this Friday, which I'll be looking forward to attending.
Yes, sir. Speaking.
I'll say something. I know, we got it worked out.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for having us. And obviously, very proud of all the stuff that's been happening at the Workforce Center and our entire workforce team. I've got some good news for you. My team's going to be doing most of the speaking today, so you're not going to have to hear too much from me. Yes, and once again, we need a new photo for that.
John and I are both disappointed.
But if you want to see what the new renovations look like, come out to the Workforce Center. That was my tease. So today, we're just going to talk about, areas that our department covers: economic development, which we're going to save for another day, the Workforce Center, our career readiness program, which has career navigators working with all 8 school districts in the county, our Area 20 Workforce Development Board, which we don't spend a lot of time talking about, but is very important. Basically, it oversees the WIOA funding for 5 different counties throughout Central Ohio. And then last but not least, Fairfield County Transit, where Aaron will we have a transit presentation later this summer, but Aaron will be sharing some fun stuff that's happening with our new software. So you guys get a demonstration of that. So to start things off, I'd like to introduce Deshawn Tony, and she will share with us things that are happening at the Workforce Center.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. So our programs at the Workforce Center continue to grow in numbers, and we continue to expand in program offerings. So this year we have 230 students who have earned the career readiness endorsement. That is across all 8 school districts, and including the Workforce Center and our Students in Pre-Apprenticeship program. This year we have 100 students who will be graduating from our pre-apprenticeship programs. That is double the numbers from 2023 when I first started here. And it's not double for last year, but it's a tremendous growth from last year. So we have now, last year we had 5 registered pre-apprenticeship programs and 1 certificate program. This year we have 7 state-registered pre-apprenticeship programs, and that includes our new program, which is plumbing. We contracted with Freeland Contracting Company, and we have a plumbing program that takes place in South Columbus. We have 9 students out there who will travel from Fairfield Union and Pickerington High School to be a part of that program. They will be a part of our graduation this year. We've also made our phlebotomy program a little bit more robust. So this year it is officially a state-registered pre-apprenticeship program, and we have 28 students in that program this year. And we've made it more robust by developing partnerships with new organizations. And so this year we have Lincoln Memorial, who has offered some of our students employment. We are partnered now with Hocking Valley Hospital, who also has offered our students some employment opportunities as well as 50% tuition if they decide to go to Hocking College, which is a huge benefit to our students. And we have a number of other hospitals and organizations that we work with that have offered our students opportunities to shadow and to volunteer so they get some additional experience. And then we have our manufacturing program that is a little bit different this year as well. So that program now is a CCP program, and students have to register for Engineering Tech 1500. And you can go ahead and play that since it's up there. And I think that they can tell you more about that program than I can.
Hello, I am the Tinker Kid Bracho robotic arm. I was assembled and programmed by Christian Pauls, a student in the engineering technology program at Ohio University's Lancaster campus. Today, I'll be sharing some information about the different programs and certificates available here at the Lancaster campus. The Mechatronics and Automation Technician certificates at Ohio University's Lancaster campus are short-term, workforce-focused programs designed to prepare students for high-tech manufacturing and industrial automation careers. These certificates can be completed in as little as 1 year, making them accessible options for students seeking fast entry into in-demand technical fields.
So this was made by OUL students. It's supposed to be a semester-long thing. He made it in like 3 weeks. And a lot of this was 3D printed. And then obviously, so he's donated this robot to the Workforce Center and OUL. So we'll have it at the Chamber of Commerce trade show this week and other places to be able to promote what we do.
This year, we have about 5 students in this program, and again, they have to take Engineering Tech 1500 in order to be a part of it. They still are able to get the pre-apprenticeship portions, which helps them obtain employment and get their career benefits. Any questions?
Yes. So when someone graduates with a pre-apprenticeship, then what happens?
So from that, they are able to have a number of credits depending on which program they're coming from. They'll have industry recognized credentials along with that. And what we do is we connect them with our employer partners, and we do that before they actually leave the program. So they have their actual interviews and they get their job offers. So this year, we have 48 students who have already accepted offers from our local employers. We have 23 students who are going to college. Some of them would go to college and work with their employers. And we have 18 that are waiting to see what they're going to do.
And so with that pre-apprenticeship, they can immediately go into with their new employer an apprenticeship program?
They can, and that's what we try to guide them towards, but they don't have to. There have been students in the past that have decided an apprenticeship program is not what they want for themselves. They just want to work. They don't want to have the school portion of that, but they can go into a registered apprenticeship program, and we definitely give them that information to them.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I think, the phlebotomy program has been pretty popular, and we were pretty much reaching a saturation point. So I think it's great we're including other hospitals for that program, because it's really a good opportunity for somebody to get their feet wet, so to speak, especially in healthcare.
And what we found was that not all of our students are immediately going into college, and they do want to work and get some experience first. So when we started to open those doors to other employers, it was beneficial because they had an opportunity to see all the things that were out there. And I think some of our students who have actually gotten hired are getting hired as PCAs. So they've been into the aging facilities, the senior facilities, and they've done things like the recreation. They've done the dietary aid. They've been in there and volunteered for those things, but they also go into the hospitals and they apply. So, any other questions? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
One of the other great things that we did recently was our ribbon cutting for all of the great renovation that we had. So, there we go. This ribbon cutting. So we had more than 100 people there. ODJFS Director Dan Schroeder was there and spoke. And it's just the whole building. It's been great. We've hosted a lot of events. We had a apprenticeship event last week. That conference space has been wonderful. It's been wonderful in our conference room to be able to host businesses in a nice professional setting and be able to use the technology there. So thank you to everyone and their support for that. I'd like to introduce Bailey Pales to cover some of the things our workforce board does. Bailey.
Thank you. Yeah, as Rick said, this is a business-led and business-driven board that oversees workforce programming and funding in a 5-county region. So you can already see on the slide, unfortunately, we have had an increase in the need for rapid response events over the past couple of years. So Pixel is a large paper manufacturer out of Ross County that shut down and impacted over 800 employees. Smead is another paper goods manufacturer. Excuse me, my allergies are going crazy. Smead is another paper goods manufacturer out of Hocking County that shut down and impacted just over 200 employees. And then Geodis is actually a third-party logistics company that shut down one of their not manufacturing, logistics buildings in northern Pickaway County. So whenever there is some sort of mass layoff or closure, the Workforce Board coordinates the efforts to support impacted employees. We do hiring events. So with Pixel and Smead, we've actually been to Hocking County and Ross County 3 separate times to have job fairs for folks looking for new employment. Geodis, we had just 1 job fair. That was a little bit of an accelerated timeline. We also coordinate the efforts with the local hiring jobs in the state to actually go into these facilities and do sessions on resources that are available to these folks. This is a good segue. So also Tia Dotterman on our team does a lot of the coordination for those events, and she does a fantastic job. She also runs the social media pages for the 5 Ohio Means Job Centers. So if you look right there. So Rural King is a really good example of this. I know it's small on the screen, but you can see they had 140 shares on Facebook. So Rural King had planned to do a 2-day hiring event. And actually at the end of the first day, they had hired most of the folks that they needed. And they were just talking on the second day to folks about part-time and summer employment. So really we've had a push in the last couple of years to make sure that our Ohio Means Job Centers are ever evolving and becoming, going where the people are, right? So people are using social media and online platforms to look for jobs. Previous to Tia joining our team, not all of our counties even had a Facebook page. Fairfield County has always had a great presence online, but we really wanted to enhance the services offered. And we've seen a great increase in the engagement, not just with events, but the workforce services offered. Whenever people come to job fairs now, they're always saying, oh, I heard about this on Facebook. And then last but not least, there's been a huge push from both our federal and state partners to have a renewed outlook on apprenticeship. So Deshawn shared about the pre-apprenticeship programming that goes on at the Workforce Center. And the Area 20 Board has always sponsored those apprenticeships. So when we say sponsor, there's a lot of administrative work that happens behind the scenes to make an apprenticeship happen. And that's often a barrier to employers. Especially as we get down into our more rural southern counties, the HR manager also might be the owner and the IT department. So they just don't have the bandwidth to add another, duty to their workload. So as a workforce board, we're able to take that off of their hands. And Joe Miller joined our team at the start of last year and has really hit the ground running and has been a rock star. And we now have 3 registered apprenticeship programs sponsored by the Area 20 Board in our region, which is awesome. So we have a sheet metal and pipe fitting apprenticeship with accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. They actually come out to the Workforce Center to do their related instruction, and then Hocking College provides that for them. We also have a maintenance tech apprenticeship with healthcare logistics, and they're out of Pickaway County. And then we have, this is actually a really exciting one. We just launched a teacher apprenticeship in Pickaway County as well. So I think that's all from the board. Any questions I can answer? Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And speaking of Tia and social media, she also does for the Workforce Center, all our social media, and we are almost at 1,000 followers. So it's really been doing a good job of getting the word out. So speaking of getting the word out, Fairfield County Transit has a new app called Pingo, and this is a whole new software system. So Aaron's gonna walk you through what this new software can do that'll help us operate better and help our riders.
As you guys know, we are launching a software. I've talked to
So,
Gotcha. Do you guys know, we are launching new software. I talked to you guys before about this. We are in the midst of a soft launch currently, so we do have writers that can get on and start scheduling trips. What this has done internally for us is just allowed us to have better routing efficiency, allowed us to have dispatch be able to track our buses in real time, which I'll show you here. You can see these lines are kind of like, so you have Fairfield County here, and then they expand out. Each one of those lines represents a different fare block. And you can see our buses. So dispatch can get in. If somebody calls, they can real time get on and see like, hey, a bus is right here on the map. And that question. They can also get in and see who's driving the bus and what trips they have that are coming up on that route.
Is this live right now?
This is live right now. So what you guys are seeing.
Where's the bottom was
buses are.
turning around?
I'm sorry.
The one towards the bottom was turning around.
Yeah.
That's when they stop.
Yes, if they stop, you'll see them do a little pirouette. So, they did not do a U-turn right in the middle of the road.
here's there are 3 buses out there. I would have guessed more.
So this is for our Link Direct, so our on-demand service.
Okay.
So
Not the routes.
correct. So we have it broken up between our 2 services, which is our Link Direct, our command response, and then also our Link Lines, which is the fixed routes that we have throughout town. Randy can jump over to the lines. You'll see the additional buses. Randy's our driver in the back. Thank you, Randy. She drives buses. She drives reservations. So here's our lines, and you can see here the 6 buses that are out currently. We have one at Pickerington that's going around, as you can see, plus the 5 that are running here in town. This has just allowed so much more flexibility for our dispatch, for our schedulers. They can go in and schedule things so much more easily. And with the routing efficiency, it's allowing us to perform more trips as well. We're excited to see the data that we get back from this. Another huge reason that we went with this company is the data, the reporting that they provide. It is just at your fingertips, whereas the previous software wasn't so much, and concerned about the accuracy. There's a lot of things. This has just been phenomenal so far, and we're super excited to see, all that data that comes in from this. And then from the passenger perspective, there's an app. It's called Ride Bingo. They can download it. Already, Brandy was on the phone yesterday with the gentleman. He had the app downloaded. She was able to put a trip in for him. He could see it, pop up real time. And, he's, oh yeah, there it is. And she talked to somebody last week, kind of the same thing, was able to put that trip in. They saw it pop up. She talked to them later on. They wanted to schedule a couple of more trips. And she's like, do you want to wait? And I can tell you what time they'll be there. They're like, nope, let's watch the app, watch it come up, when it happens. And so we've already gotten some positive feedback from passengers as well. I'm super excited about this launch.
So if I may ask, I appreciate that you've got some positive feedback, and I am not surprised. I am stunned and pleased with what you're trying to do here. Have you gotten any negative feedback?
I don't know if we've got negative feedback from passengers yet. There are bugs that we are working through with the software, just like with any software launch. You have issues that you work out. We still have some features that we are working with the routing company on to get turned on, to get tightened up as far as routes and scheduling and that kind of thing.
That's why you do a soft launch, right?
It's why you do a soft launch, exactly. So we are working through some things with them still. But from a passenger perspective, as far as I know, everything is going smoothly from there, and I haven't had any pushback on that or concerns.
Do they have our branding incorporated into the app at all, so people know that it is the Link? I'm just thinking of confusion between Pingo and Link and thinking that it's 2 separate things.
Right, no, they do not. So this is because they operate,
internationally. So if Pingo is the name of the app, when we are pushing out that information, we are combining the branding, the link, and then also Pingo to kind of make that tie and connection. It's not an option for that because it's uniform across. We asked.
Yeah, questions? Jeff, any questions?
Have you considered changing the name to Fairfield Area Rapid Transit?
We've had
Hey, right.
conversations about that, yes.
Mr. Levesey?
I don't have any questions. I think it's wonderful. Matter of fact, I'm putting that app in right now. I'm gonna try that.
Great, thank you.
That is good work.
I just want to say, I mean, the entire workforce operation, I think, is the crown jewel currently of what we can market as what we're trying to do for folks. But what you all are doing inside transit, I don't know that I ever had a vision of what the future should look like with transit, but I do now.
All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the help. And I think we've just come a long way over the years to have such a strong team that can help make these things happen. And just a reminder, Commissioner Levesey, this is a soft launch, so there will be some bugs in there. So, yes, as Aaron can attest, when he says they're getting negative feedback, I bet Aaron's gonna be like, yeah, Rick.
So if I could make an interesting point, the new brand link. When I first saw that, I don't know about that. But I'll tell you what, it's interesting. Ann and I driving around, there's a bus, and you can spot them. I mean, they are so apparent with the new wrap on them that I
Trust the process.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, I think it's great.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Appreciate being the opening act for the Mr. Bart Hampson,
That's great, everyone.
former quarterback, team captain of the Fairfield Union Flying Eagles.
While Mark's getting up there, I want to give a shout out to Brandy. The new video's out, and it's Brandy and I having a little bit of a conversation there about transit bingo, and I thought you did a great job on that. Thank you for playing.
Thank you, Rick, for your introduction. I appreciate that. Some things I learned about public speaking, which I learn about all the time, is number one, never spill anything on your shirt before a presentation. Doesn't look good. Never wear a hat. Can't pull it off. And never, ever follow Rick Szabrak presentation. You might not look good in the area. So, great job. So we're going to go through the first quarter results. We continue to work together to understand changes shaping our financial environment throughout 2026. There's a lot going on, but our county finances continue to remain strong throughout the first quarter of this year. In this presentation, we're going to be once again reviewing the financial analysis and reporting, general fund revenue and expenses, our sales tax, and we'll touch base a little bit on the 2027 budget process that we're going through right now. Moving on to the financial forecast. This chart represents a forecast for 2026 with actuals January through March and forecast April through December. Revenue currently is forecasted at $71.2 million, and we're forecasting expenses at $72.6 million. These are forecasted figures, and they will change as additional information becomes available regarding both our revenue and expenses throughout 2026. As we move on to our trend analysis, timing revenue was consistent to 2025, and we anticipate that will continue throughout 2026. Overall, our revenue tracked higher than 2025 through the first quarter of this year, and we anticipate expenses to trend and to remain consistent throughout the year as well. Please note, we once again have a spike showing in December, and we've said this in our previous presentations. We kind of have that spike out there as we track items that we cannot determine when those signs are going to hit their setup in December. As those expenses are used, that adjustment comes out of December and goes down as the year goes on. As we move on to our dashboard, we continue to closely monitor our financial position by reviewing our actual results alongside our updated forecast to ensure alignment with our financial goals. We anticipate gaining more insight as we move through the second quarter and will continue to evaluate expected revenue shifts while adjusting and changing expense needs. Now let's move on to the first quarter revenue results. Before we discuss the 2026 revenue results, I'm again providing explanations to the revenue categories. This chart was created to help everyone see what is included in the revenue categories. We currently have 128 separate revenue objects that are categorized into 10 different revenue categories within the general fund. Our current revenue shows an increase in Q1 for 2026 by about $3.6 million. However, significant uncertainty persists in several revenue streams, and we will continue to analyze these trends and understand their potential impact to our county. Moving on to the revenue highlight detail, the 2026 Q1 revenue came in at $26.9 million versus a prior year of $23.3 million. That equates to about $3.6 million we discussed earlier. Increases were a result of property taxes, fees and charges for services, sales tax, and conveyance fees. And we had slight increases in investment earnings, local government, and casino revenue. Even though revenue increased in the first quarter of 2026, we expect a deceleration of both property tax and conveyance fees revenue. We will continue to work to understand revenue changes as our financial environment evolves throughout the year. As we move on to discuss sales tax, you can see that Fairfield County continues to have one of the lowest sales taxes in Ohio. Out of the 88 counties, 80% of Ohio counties are higher than Fairfield County, while 15% have the same sales tax rate of 6.75%, and only 5% or 4 counties have a lower sales tax rate than Fairfield County. Sales tax increased in 2026 by $479,000 year over year for the first quarter. The increase in sales tax was driven by our higher non-auto, which was up about 7.19%, and auto, which is up about 0.68% year over year. And we'll continue to monitor this as the year goes on. We do know that April, we had a significant drop in April's sales tax, which auto was down about 13%. So we'll continue to watch that. Now we'll move on to the first quarter expenses.
Mr. Back one spot. It appears in the 25 to 26 range. We're showing a decrease there, and that's just because we have a tightened estimate on sales tax in 26.
That is correct. Moving on to the first quarter expenses, this slide represents the expense categories. We currently have 700 of our expense line items that have been categorized into 7 different categories within the general fund. The 2026 Q1 expenses decreased $1.3 million year over year, and the decrease was driven by transfers that were a result of reductions in our year-over-year capital projects that occurred in 2025 but are not occurring in 2026. The expense decreased from $21 million in 2025 to $19.8 million in 2026. Again, that decrease was driven by year-over-year reductions in capital improvements. Increases were driven by personnel services, fringe benefits, and contract services. Our contract service increases were driven by the timing of our clerk of courts court-view justice system that expensed in January this year, but last year that expensed in April, so that's a timing issue. And we also have some IT costs that increase based upon the countywide IT services that we are experiencing, along with the countywide server cluster that happened this year earlier this year. We will continue to monitor all these expenses and adjust to our financial environment as needed. Now, as we move on to the 2027 budgets, the 2027 budget schedule has already been released. Level 1 budget entry closed on April 30th this year, and level 3 will end on August 27th of this year. Budget hearings have all been set, and departmental budget meetings will continue through June of this year. Any questions?
So, yesterday I filled up my gas tank in my truck and it usually costs me somewhere between $85 and $100. And yesterday it cost me $154. And I'm wondering, if the continued spike in gasoline prices, how do we have any idea how that might impact expenses, particularly in the sheriff's office and the engineer's office, the guys who are on the road a lot? Do we have even considered how that might impact our budget?
I have not analyzed that or the
I know it's
impact.
just starting to happen, but if gasoline prices stay at $5 for a couple months, it's gonna take it down.
Yeah, it's definitely something we need to watch out for, as well as, all the environments really associated with that, even sales tax, how that's going to be impacted by possible reductions in tax, people trying to, evolve from what's going on associated with that, those increases.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for Bart, but maybe Dr. Brown, regarding the real estate taxes and the second half adjustment that's going to come. Any idea when that may happen?
So are you asking when the adjustment will occur? It will be in the second half of the tax bill.
The adjustment that's going to be coming in the state.
So
A
we have
reduction.
done our part and we are waiting for the deflationary factor to come from the Ohio Department of Taxation. We believe we will be able to receive that information and coordinate for the second half tax bills.
I think you're doing a great job, Bart, and I appreciate you. It's just it's a good news day, and tomorrow's a new day.
Yes, sir. And thanks to my staff, everybody supporting us as we continue to analyze and understand what's going on throughout the county and the impacts that we will be analyzing in the future. So,
One thing I'm a little confused by, I would be certain if I had pegged you as a football player, I would have had like a right guard situation going on. But somebody mentioned quarterback.
yes. Pretty much no one else wanted to do it. So, I'll tell you that. I would say that's
It's like a triple option quarterback.
Fairfield Union, at least back in the day, and nowadays a little bit different. We probably threw the ball maybe 6 times a game because that's, we couldn't run the ball anymore. So
So it was Bart right, Bart left, Bart in the middle.
it was, we were an option team, so our handoff.
Checks out.
Hand
Confident. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you.
So next, the commissioners have an opportunity to interview a prospective candidate for appointment to the Board of Meals on Wheels. And we have Colleen Cook with us today. How are you today?
Good morning, how are you?
Good. So as you may know, the way our board interview processes work, first give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and perhaps express to us the nature of your interest in the appointment. And then after that, the commissioners may have questions for you. I may even let Anna ask a question or two if she has any. And then at the after that, you'll be given an opportunity for any concluding remarks if you would like to make any, okay?
Perfect,
Please proceed.
thank you. So I know a lot of you have seen me around the building. I was hired in fall of 2024 as a human resources administrator and have served in this capacity since then. But a little bit about myself prior to that, I was born and raised in Fairfield County, spent my 20s in Columbus, and I'm an Ohio State grad with a degree in hospitality management and business management. But about 15 years ago, I really leaned into that business management piece, moved back to Fairfield County when I met my husband. And I worked locally for Benton County National Bank or Raymond Bank as a branch manager, and then later worked as a co-manager for Taylor Rental and Party Plus prior to coming here. So in both of those capacities and the most recent roles, there's been a strong emphasis in my career for employee oversight, human resources, marketing, financial oversight. So I do believe that those past experiences do lend itself to serving on a board. Currently, I am the immediate past president for DEL, and I am phasing out of that in February of 2027. So I think it's time for me to find a new opportunity to serve and give back to our community. So anecdotally, I mean, like many people my age, we have aging parents, and I think that there's an opportunity. I see the vulnerability in my own parents and in-laws, and I know that Meals on Wheels offers many services outside of the meals that is so commonly associated with that. So I think it's a good opportunity to not only help my parents, but also those in our community. During COVID, I was considered non-essential, which many people faced. But I was fortunate enough to stay on payroll, but was given the direction to go out and serve those who are most vulnerable. So I spent the first several weeks of COVID volunteering at Meals on Wheels in their kitchen. So I got a little inside glance into what that operation looks like. Again, I understand that's a small piece of Meals on Wheels, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity, and I feel like it's a good chance to continue to serve.
All right, well, thank you. And first I'll see if Commissioner Levesey has any questions.
So I think you've explained very well why you have an interest in Meals on Wheels. I really appreciate that part. Are you able and willing to spend the time it's going to be required to serve it in this capacity?
I believe so. Corey Clark's on the board, and he and I had some time to talk about his experience and the time obligation that he currently invests into Meals on Wheels, and I think that does align with my current workload.
Very good. Thank you.
Commissioner Fix, questions?
Thank you for your willingness to volunteer your time and your talents to serve on this board. Every time we have someone who comes up and interviews for a job like this, I always want to make sure that we express our appreciation to all of our board volunteers all across the county. If there is one thing that you would say you think Meals on Wheels could do differently or better, what do you think that might be?
I think it's premature for me to say that. I think I acknowledge that there is much to learn. So I don't know that I can speak to that yet. Ask me in a year.
Fair enough.
Good answer.
All right, and then, is there a question or a comment or anything you'd like to share?
Hours in that kitchen as and learn about the service. Things. Of course,
I don't have any questions, so I'll give you the opportunity to conclude your remarks.
I think I've addressed everything. I made little note cards, and I didn't even use them, so that's a good thing. But no, I don't think I have anything else. Of course, I'm an open book, so if you have any follow-up, just let me know.
Thank you for your time and your courtesy.
Thanks, guys.
It's time the commission sets aside an opportunity for voters or taxpayers to address the commission. If you would like to do so, please approach the podium and begin by stating your name and residential address. We do have a 3-minute hard break rule today, and we appreciate your courtesy on that. Under those terms and conditions, is there anyone who would like to address the commission at this time? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good to be back today. And I don't carry as much hardware with me as I did last week. So that's good. And I'm thankful for that. We have much to be thankful for in this nation, in this county. There's much to be done, and there's a lot of help that we need. Carry on the activities that's in this county right now. Being of the senior group that depends upon more things from other people than I ever did before. I appreciate the opportunity to live here. So with that thought, I would like to turn to the Lord for help. Lord, we come before you this morning, thanking you, praising you for this time. Life, we can look to you for guidance and direction in all that's being done. Lord, help us to use it to glorify you, and help us, Lord, to help others. And we pray, Lord, that you guide us, direct us in our daily activities, that we will be good members of our families and helping others. We praise you and thank you for all that you do for us. And we pray this in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Ray, thank you for your courtesy today. The update on legal?
The legal update today, sure.
Perfect. Administration update.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do have a few things here this morning. First off, want to start by wishing Commissioner Levesey an early birthday for this Thursday. And I'm glad that there's someone in between us so he doesn't hit me or throw me for empty things again. But Dan, you want to lead us in a little?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Destiny. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yeah.
Dave, would you like to make any remarks?
Well, my remarks probably have to be something about getting even. I'll actually leave it at that.
All right, Ani, please.
All right. Thank you, Dave, for letting us do that.
Thank you.
Thank you to Clerk of Courts Brandon Meyer. Brandon has been providing a number of staff to help assist with the mailroom duties when regular personnel are out of the office. So thank you, Brandon, for your willingness to pitch in and be part of the team on that. Today is May 5th. And I'm going to contribute this fun little statement to Rochelle, or untribute. Just a reminder, today is not only about tacos and drinks with salty rims, but it's also a day to visit your election polling location to vote. So thanks, Rochelle. That was fun. And then American Rescue Plan funding. So in 21, the county received over $30.6 million in federal American Rescue Plan funding. Since the receipt of the funds, county administration has been working to expend those selected projects aligned with the county strategic plan pillars and to address impacts from COVID-19. I am pleased to report that we are down to only one open project right now, and with hopes of that being closed in the coming months. And that is with the village of Pleasantville. Thank you to Bart and Jeff for their management oversight of this program, the reporting, the making sure we're tracking it well. Thank you both for that. I know it's been challenging at times as the rules changed continually. And thank you also to all the department heads for their work on both our internal and external projects. Once we do close out the Pleasantville project, I'm going to do a session kind of highlighting the areas that we were able to fund and highlighting what the outcomes of those. Venture Place, one of the major projects that we funded, is getting ready to do a ribbon cutting. So that's exciting as well. So we'll be able to share kind of current status of how those funds were able to be helpful in the community. Review packet contains a list of administrative approvals. There are 29 resolutions on the agenda for the regular voting meeting. The first resolution on the agenda is to approve 2 proclamations. We have a resolution to recognize May as ALS Awareness Month, which is myotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it's a progressive and terminal disease that affects not only the person diagnosed, but also the family, friends, and community. This awareness month was declared to not only honor those that are living with or who have died from the disease, but also to recognize the many caregivers and healthcare providers. We did have a couple of residents reach out and ask for this proclamation. Steve Landis from Pleasantville had a father diagnosed from the disease, and Greg Knight from Baltimore has also been personally impacted. The other proclamation is to recognize May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and May 10th and 16th as National Police Week. Peace Officers Memorial Day was established as a day to pay special recognition to officers and their families who were injured or lost their lives in the line of duty. National Police Week allows a special opportunity to honor the service and sacrifice of law enforcement officers across the nation. And Commissioner Davis will be speaking at that memorial and presenting the proclamation at that event. Anything you want to add to that, Commissioner Davis?
No, I'm honored by the people who have served and the people that continue to serve, and I'll find my way of expressing that.
Thank you. In the board appointment vein, the second resolution you have is to approve the reappointment of Lisa Evangelista to the Fairfield County District Library Board. This is for an additional 4-year term that will begin June 1st and then expire May 31st of 2030. Commissioners have a resolution to approve amending the annual assessments for certain drainage maintenance districts to the Fairfield County Auditor's Office, and another resolution to establish a fund and the budget for the cybersecurity grant program. Bart, do you want to add anything on the drainage maintenance districts?
We just continue to work through any issues and focus on keeping up with any changes that we keep addressing as we're moving forward with those districts.
Jeremiah, anything?
I really appreciate the help we're getting from Bart and Stacy.
Wonderful. Let's see here. Economic and Workforce Development has a resolution to approve a sub-grant agreement with the Freeland Foundation to provide funds for pre-apprenticeship training through a grant to the Ohio Department of Development. Anything else?
This just covers the cost for that plumbing program we talked about earlier.
Thank you. EMA has 3 resolutions related to the National Resource Conservation Services federal grant. The resolutions will approve the grant agreement, approve an advance and grant match, and approve appropriations for receipts collected for the Fetters Run project.
Just the last step on the approval process, get started on construction. Thanks to Mitch Nolan from the engineer's office for being my engineer.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to the engineer's office. Speaking of them, they have 3 resolutions to award the 2026 crack seal project, to award the pavement markings project, and to approve the purchase of liquid asphalt. Anything else on that, Jeremiah?
The asphalts for our chip and seal program, and pavement markings, crack seals, just programs we run every year.
Thank you. And lastly, JFS has several resolutions to approve agreements and addendums to agreements for network placement and related services for Child Protective Services. Bart, any additional budget update?
No additional updates.
Okay, thank you. Rochelle, calendar review and invitations received, please.
Thank you. The MCJDC Board of Trustees annual meeting is today at noon, followed by the Joint Board of Commissioners annual meeting at 1:30. These meetings will be held at MCJDC at 923 Liberty Drive in Lancaster. A Guardianship Services Board special meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, May 6th at 9 a.m. at the Record Center. MORPC's Executive Committee meeting is May 7th at 1:30 p.m. located in room 111, Liberty Street in Columbus. The Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce annual dinner and awards will be May 7th at 6:30 p.m. at Fisher Catholic High School, 1803 Granville Pike in Lancaster. Job and Family Services Family Fun Fest will be May 7th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at 239 West Main Street. An invitation was received for the police memorial ceremony to be held May 8th at 11 a.m. at the downtown gazebo in Lancaster. And the Fairfield County Workforce Center graduation for 2026 will be May 8th at 11:30 a.m. at the Workforce Center. The commissioners received the following correspondence. Common Police Court sent a thank you letter regarding service provided by the lake. And CFLP Solid Waste District sent a notice regarding the public comment period and public hearing notice for their draft solid waste management plan update. That's it.
Thank you, Rochelle. With Karen and Brandy here, thank you guys for assisting Common Police Court with that jury viewing. They were greatly appreciative of that. That's all, Commissioner.
All right, we've got got updates from elected officials and department heads. Brevity would be appreciated. Mr. Bonson.
Good morning. Morning. Next week, starting Tuesday, is the spring conference for county treasurers in Columbus. I'll be attending there and see how the other counties are doing. It's always a good time to compare ourselves to other counties and see how they're doing. So that's next week.
Thank you.
I just have some sad news to report. As of yesterday, the Perry County recorder passed away. She has been fighting the good fight for a while. She had a transplant about a year and a half ago that went very well, but then that triggered some other health issues that she's been battling. So our office has reached out to the Perry County office for any needs that they might have. We're willing to step in and assist until they can get on their feet.
Thank you for being that kind of person. Bob.
Sure. We're in the same old same. We're starting to do quite a bit of construction, maintenance. We've got some bridges going. We're already pouring concrete footers on some of them. Good.
Appreciate you, buddy. Brandon, Mike.
Morning.
Hey.
Nothing today.
Thank you. Dr. Brown, congratulations.
Good morning and thank you. I am thinking about the property tax collections for the second half. For that particular time, we do expect lower collections, as Commissioner Levacy had mentioned relating to the adjustments. We'll make some revenue adjustments to the formal estimates after the second half collections. I do believe it'll be positive. The other significant changes might relate to the jail rental income because there'll be changes in the object codes from there. In terms of where that jail rental income comes from. And then sales tax, I don't really anticipate too much of a change for the formal tax estimates, simply because we're only about 610,000 ahead of the estimate right now. And that's a pretty good estimate from a formal aspect. So I just mentioned that we are watching that, and the timing will relate to the property tax collections themselves.
And I think one of the questions that we don't, I mean, there are many things that we don't know, but one of the anomalies to this particular year is the significant change in tax returns. And I'll be curious to see if we notice that in sales tax. And we may not, but we don't know. We'll see.
There are multiple different variables to watch, that's for sure. You would have received the MCJDC annual report, and along with that, a summary of chart that relates to things to watch if you have federal grants. I prepared that for the National AGA, the Association of Government Accountants, but I've shared it with others as well, and it could be helpful to anyone who receives federal funding. In addition to that, I conducted a presentation with the Chamber this past week. And during that presentation, showed the video about the property tax relief. It was very well received and continued to receive feedback. I just received a text just now about how that's a helpful video to explain that particular relief and how it will behave from the aggregate as well from an individual perspective. We'll be conducting presentations for the County Auditors Association and training for the state auditor. And we have POR season, the Board of Revision season upon us. It is manageable. It's manageable largely due to the informal hearings that are held. There's more than 1,000 of those that have been held within the last couple of months. We're deep into the audit and it's going well. I will also mention there are new reporting functions available within Enterprise Resource Planning. Those new reporting functions can be leveraged quite well. Bev actually leveraged some of them last night to help with the ditch maintenance analysis, and Mitch Nolan was very kind and giving some information about how that would be helpful in analysis as we proceed with those corrections. Also, the map of the month, we have focused on the 250-year celebration and other significant milestones, and it's been popular. Last thing I want to mention is that the phishing scams have become quite sophisticated, and there are some that come to me directly from people posing to be former employers former employees, former vendors, and asking for very specific information like employer identification number to help with student loans, for example. They're using all the correct words, except I happen to know you don't need an EIN to work with a student loan. So they're things that look to be correct, but they're not. So just be on guard. I know that we often talk about being on guard, and I just mentioned that again, because they're quite sophisticated, using the right names of people, even having identity of people that might be former employees.
Sorry, I distracted myself. Thank you, Dr. Brown. Austin, anything on legal?
Further, thank you.
Tony, on utilities?
The only thing I want to draw your attention is this, cost for people. I don't know.
Rick, anything additional?
I just had an opportunity to speak at Lee Wells' graduation last Thursday night, and it was really cool to see how many students came through the first nursing program that's ever been through University of Lancaster. There are a lot more bachelor's degrees than associate's degrees coming out of OUL now, which is an interesting switch, and it's always nice to be able to talk about the big one.
Just an additional for facilities, we'll be beginning the elevator modernization, project at 239 West Main. That being your package from problems. So that's it.
Dan. Corey.
We are gearing up for the summer youth employment program, which runs May and September. The vast majority takes place during summer months from high school. That is open to youth 14 to 18. Most of the folks that participate in that are 14 to 15 year olds. They will make $13 an hour. And those are the employers who are interested in participating in that program. It's a pretty good deal for them because it's essentially free labor. The state funds pay for wages of those participants, so it's no cost.
Thank you, sir. Bart, anything additional?
I should have said, I do want to thank the auditor's office, engineer's office, as we do work through the enhancements and changes we're doing with Drainage Maintenance District. We got projects going on. We got analysis going on. There's a lot of things going on in that area. I just want to make sure I said thank you to all those people that are helping along the way as we look to improve and enhance that process.
Deputy County Administrator Jeff Porter.
No update.
You have to have something after that.
We are working closely with facilities on some major improvements to the dog shelter. So that building is 25 years old or older than that. And so we're trying to extend its useful life.
I'd like to extend my useful life as well, so.
We can help you with that with your health insurance. So there you go.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, under old business, I'll ask first Commissioner Levesey, anything under old business?
Last week, Commissioner Fix and I and Augie, Jeff and others attended the Adam Awards and fundraiser, I guess. A very nice event. I always enjoy that event.
All right, Commissioner Fix, under old business.
Yeah, a couple of things that were cool last week. The Adam dinner, as Commissioner Levesey referenced, was really well done. And it's always a good reminder of how Fairfield County, in all of its different ways, is trying to really help people. And then I thought the tree planting out at the fairgrounds was kind of cool. America 250, that tree will be there 400 years from now, hopefully, and it's kind of cool.
And thank you to Rochelle for organizing that.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Under old business, I just had a proud moment over the weekend. I went to Wright State University for their commencement ceremony where my brother Kirk was honored to give the commencement address at Wright State. And it was a powerful moment for our family and honored to be a part of that. Under new business, Commissioner Fix.
Yeah, I'm honored to be able to serve the citizens of Fairfield County for another 4 years after today's election. I'm unopposed. I voted for myself, so I feel really good about my chances. It's an honor to continue to serve. This week we have Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, Executive Board, Regional Housing Coalition, Lancaster Chamber Dinner, and the Pickerington Area Chamber of Commerce has moved to a new home up in Pickerington, and they've got the ribbon cutting Friday afternoon, so I'm going to try to get over to that.
All right, sounds good. And then Commissioner Levesey under new business.
So, I'm really excited about the graduation of the Georgia Center. Rick, it's really been amazing few years in how far it's come. And at the end of the day, we're affecting lives, and I think that's really cool. Also, the awards banquet, especially for the chamber, I always enjoy going to that, especially when there's a couple good surprises on who's receiving an award. So I hope I'm equally surprised this year.
Did you get one?
No, no.
You're gonna name the school after him.
And that's where I went. I doubt it. Give him a few $1 million, I bet they would.
Thank you, sir. Under new business, my colleagues and I will have a meeting later today with the Multi-County Juvenile Detention Center. We do have some trouble on that front. We had a contract with Franklin County for 8 beds that they wanted to use for the duration of this year. And they have surprisingly canceled that contract through no fault of MCJDC, just probably fault in planning at Franklin County, which it seems every time we have an experience with them, it ends up involving some failure to plan for the future on their part. So we continue to experience that. And we'll work through that $600,000 revenue shortfall at MCJDC today and in the coming months. And then also under new business, I too really looking forward to the Workforce Center. I wanted to thank Rick and his team for the invitation to address that crowd. I got the opportunity to do that a couple years back, and it was a good room. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to that Friday as well. I'll be making a tight turnaround there, but we'll do it. So
We got you.
you got that sorted. I appreciate it. Is there any other issue item that anybody would like to bring to the attention of the commission at this time? Ray, I'm going to allow this if it's real short.
I would like to be announcing that the day of prayer is Thursday of this week for our nation. And this was established by President Reagan when he was in office. We need to pray.
Thank you, sir. Any other issue item, Dr. Brown?
Just real quick, I think it's good to recognize the 50th anniversary of the renovation of the Georgian. It was a celebration had this past weekend, and it's a good thing for our community.
It sure is. Thank you. Please rise if you are able and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Michelle, do we have any announcements?
There are no announcements.
Move on to the approval of minutes for April 28, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Minutes passed 3-0. The Fairfield County Commissioners, Resolution 2026-5.5.a, a resolution authorizing the approval of proclamations.
Under Fairfield County Commissioners, I move items A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Economic and Workforce Development, Resolution 2026-5.5.g, a resolution to approve a sub-grant agreement with the Freeland Foundation to provide funds for the pre-apprenticeship training through a grant from the Ohio Department of Development.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Emergency Management Agency, Resolution 2026-5.5.h. Resolution to approve a grant agreement between the Fairfield County Board of Commissioners and the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources Conservation Service 2927 Natural Resource Conservation Services Federal Grant Fund.
The Fairfield County Emergency Management Agency, I move items H, I, and J.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. For the Fairfield County Engineer, Resolution 2026-5.5.k, a resolution to approve the contract bid award for the 2026 crack sealing project.
Under Fairfield County Engineer, I move items K, L, and M.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Facilities, Resolution 2026-5.5.n, a resolution approving a contract between Mosley Elevator and the Fairfield County Commissioners for elevator modernization at the Government Services Center.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Resolution 2026-5.5.o, resolution authorizing the approval of a service agreement between the City of Lancaster, the Lancaster Police Department, and Fairfield County Job and Family Services.
Under Fairfield County Job and Family Services, I move items O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. For Fairfield County Juvenile Probate Court, Resolution 2026-5.5.a, a resolution approving an account-to-account transfer into a major expenditure object category, Fund 2036 DYS Reclaim.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From South Central Major Crimes Unit, Resolution 2026-5.5.bb, resolution authorizing approval of an advance from the general fund to MCU Fund 7911 Violent Crime Reduction Grant 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Payment of bills. Resolution 2026-5.5.cc. Resolution authorizing the approval of payment of invoices for departments requiring Board of Commissioners approval.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. The next regular meeting is scheduled for May 12th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Michelle. Is there any other issue item that anybody would like to bring to the attention of the convention? Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. After we did elected officials and department heads, I forgot to roll back. I apologize. That was an inadvertent mistake on my part. So for the folks in the gallery there, if you have something to share and because of my mistake, we overlooked you, just give me a hand in the air if you got something on your mind. You got something on your mind. Okay.
Just as a quick correction in that we don't think the commission will not have our meeting this evening. There are no cases to be read. So in case anybody is really looking for my more election day to There's not with regional planning commission basis, there will be seven. And then on Friday, we did have our community development implementation strategy meeting, and that went really well for our CDBG program, so just put that.
All right, I appreciate it. And again, please accept my apologies. It was just me being in a rush today, and I didn't mean it. But anybody else that would like to share back there? But in spite of my oversight, please know we really do appreciate you coming. With that, I'll accept a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I got a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. The commission is adjourned. Good day.